falsă biserică ucraineană finanțată de USAID via CIA cu singurul scop de a prigoni credincioșii vechi ai Bisericii Ortodoxe arondate Moscovei pe motiv că sunt pro-putiniști.
5 years ago, a new church was established in Ukraine by the Poroshenko administration with the active connivance of the United States government. The State Department of the United States was involved in the establishment of the church. I believe either USAID or some other organizations have funded this state church called the OCU. This is basically kind of a CIA operation, if you will, to set up a church that would be completely free of what they viewed as the dangerous Putin influence. So you have our State Department violating our Constitution openly, engaging in the destruction of religious freedom in a foreign country, doing things absolutely illegal under our Constitution, all in
like establishing religion.
Yes, all in the name of anti-Putin activities. And because I am so very strongly against the present Russian administration, I insisted on traveling to Kiev with a bunch of my lawyers to interview. We were privileged to meet with the Holy Synod, to meet with senior members of the church, interview priests, interview lawyers, so I could fully accept the mandate to fight for a church that was being driven out of existence. This is something that's not supposed to happen in the 21st century. And as a Jew, who feels strongly about freedoms for my Christian brothers and sisters, as somebody who feels that religious freedom is the foundation of all our freedoms.
Yes.
And I believe that to the center of my being. I could not believe that the American government, a government for which I signed up for the draft on my birthday when I was 18, when we were still in Vietnam, this government could be funding the destruction of this church. So we've studied it. We've met with people who were at high levels of the U.S. government who confirmed for me that this was a U.S. government operation. And we have done everything we can. And we have walked into a wall of Ukrainian propaganda inside Washington. I want to be very clear. I just finished speaking at a religious freedom conference. It was a religious freedom conference that in many ways was managed by the Ukrainian government. It was Ukraine
in Washington,
D.C. My team was barely afforded an allowance to go in. We were not allowed in a year ago. This time we were allowed in. They wouldn't take our money.
You're defending a church against a dictator, but you're not allowed to appear at a religious freedom conference.
That's correct.
Okay.
And this time, when I went to the religious freedom conference, I was only allowed. They stacked the panel I was on with a priest from the other church, and they gave me basically 5 minutes to present my views, which were that, in fact, this other church, which, by the way, has stolen 1,500 of our churches, engaged in mobilizing.
Stolen the buildings?
The buildings. Yes.
Stolen them?
Stolen them, outright stolen them. And worse, beaten our priests, beaten our parishioners. And I have this all on video. If you go to SaveTheUOC.com, you will see the videos of our parishioners being beaten. These are the elderly parents of people at the front fighting for the liberation and protection of Ukraine, being beaten very often by SBU, that's their secret police, wearing death masks with Nazi insignias on their arm. And let me be very clear to you that you will never hear elsewhere. There is a massive right-wing movement in Ukraine that has tremendous influence. Our newspapers were warning of this in the late teens, And once the war started, we never heard anything else. It's as if all these neo-Nazis disappeared. They haven't disappeared. They're part of the Ukrainian government. Besides Zelensky, in any way, you're a Putinist.
L-ați ascultat pe Robert Amsterdam, avocatul Bisericii Ortodoxe Ucrainene reale.